gentlemen, good afternoon.
안녕하세요. 한국양봉학회 회원님. 점심 맛있게 드셨어요? 저희 오후 세션은 공지 드린 바와 같이 국제심포지엄으로 진행이 되고 있습니다. 될 예정입니다. 1시 30분부터 두 분의 초청 발표가 있으시고요. 그리고 이수환 교수님을 모시고 주제 토론이 있을 예정입니다. 그 다음에 또 두 분의 해외 과학자의 발표가 있으실 예정입니다. 마찬가지로 정수리 교수님을 모시고요. 주제 토론을 30분간 할 예정입니다. 그 이후에는 구두 발표와 포스터 발표가 준비되어 있습니다. 특히 구두 발표를 하실 네 분의 연자께서는 5시에는 준비를 해 주셔야 될 것 같습니다. 마찬가지로 5시에서부터 6시까지는 포스터 발표가 예정이 되어 있습니다. 포스터를 내신 분들은 본인의 시간대에 오셔서 1분에서 2분가량 간략히 포스터를 연구 내용을 소개를 해주시면 되겠습니다. 그것을 가지고 저희가 오늘 논문상을 정할 예정입니다. 다시 한번 말씀을 드리면 국제심포지엄 행사는 저희 이만현 한국양봉학회 학회장님의 인사말이 있고요. 그리고 농업생물부 홍승영 부장님께서 좌장을 맡아주시게 되어 있습니다. 자, 그러면 이만현 학회장님의 인사말을 들으시겠습니다.
Good afternoon, members of the Agricultural Society of Korea. I would like to thank all of you for sparing your precious time to participate in the virtual international symposium hosted by the Agricultural Society of Korea. This symposium is meaningful as it includes the winter conference and hosted by the National Institute of Agricultural Science and Andong National University. I'd like to give my special thanks to President Sang Nam-kim of National Institute of Agricultural Sciences, President Hyuk-ju Hwang of Korea Beekeeping Association, President Suk-do Park of Korean Honeybee Association, and President Yong-nae Kim of Korea Agriculture Cooperative for delivering congratulatory remarks to commemorate this conference today. Last year, we went through difficult times due to the outbreak of minor and major events inside and outside the country, such as the global economic crisis due to the COVID-19, which is still ongoing issue. Eventually, it affected to cancel the winter conference for the first time and merge it with the virtual summer competition. To make matters worse, beekeepers suffered deeply from the forest harvest of acacia honey after the year of 2004. However, thankfully, the law on the promotion and support of the agricultural industry was enforced on August 28th last year. This was our long-rested desire that can lay the foundation for the development of agricultural industry under the protection of law and system. Now, we have increased our potential to newly establish the research and education system. I want to express my gratitude to all of the members of the society for their effort and hard work. To mark the enforcement of agricultural industry law, we have invited agricultural scholars from 7 different countries to discuss the topic, the law and industry. strategy of agricultural development in Korea. I'd like to extend my sincere appreciation to Dr. Yong-il Park from the United States, Dr. Chimin Teo from China, Dr. Kiyoshi Imura from Japan, Dr. Mutinelli Franco from Italy, Dr. Robert Schneider from Austria, Dr. Youngmi Yoon from New Zealand, Professor Byung-soo Yoon of Gyeonggi University, Mr. Sung Kim of Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, and Dr. Manjo Kim of National Institute of Forest Science for joining us today despite the time differences. I would also like to thank Director General Soo-myung Hong of Agricultural Biology Department, National Institute of Agricultural Sciences, Professor Cheol Jung of Agricultural Technology Research Center, National Andong University, and Professor Hyung-wook Kwon of Incheon National University for assuming a chair. I'd like to thank Professor Myung-yeol of Incheon National University, Professor Byung-soo Yoon of Gyeonggi University, and Professor Sung-wan Lee of Seoul National University, the former President of the Agricultural Society of Korea, for attending as a panel. I would like to recognize the effort from the Senior Vice Chairman, Professor Cheol Jung, Executive Director Dr. Sang Mi-han, General Secretary Dr. Yong-ho Kim, and Secretary Dr. Tae-kyung Kim in organizing this conference. Thank you again. Lastly, I wish we and your family health, happiness, and prosperity. Thank you.
네, 저희 이만영 학회장님의 인사말이 있었습니다. 다음은 곧바로 저희 첫 번째 심포지엄 1 섹션에 들어가도록 하겠습니다. 저희 농업생물부 홍효명 부장님께서 자장을 맡아주시겠습니다.
예, 안녕하십니까. 농업생물부장 홍순행입니다. 먼저 올해 들어서 제37차 한국양봉학회 동계학술대회 및 국제심포지엄을 개최함에 대해서 무척 영광스럽게 생각합니다. 오늘의 주제는 이제 법과산업, 한국양봉산업 발전 모색이라는 주제로 네 분의 귀한 외국분을 모셔가지고 특별 강연을 듣도록 하겠습니다. 첫 번째로는 중국에서 오신 분입니다. 지금 장윤 디아오 박사님이신데요. 지금 중국 농업과학원의 양봉연구소에서 지금 과제 매니저를 하고 계십니다. 큐안 디아오 박사님은 중국 농업대학에서 곤충 독성학으로 2006년도에 박사학위를 하셨고요. 지금은 꿀벌 응애 친환경 방제 연구를 통해서 이제 꿀벌 연구소에서 열심히 활동하고 계십니다. 아마 지금 이 파일은 아마 레코딩된 파일로 아마 회원 여러분에 전달되는 걸로 알고 있습니다. 그럼 장윤 디아오 박사님의 아주 고견인 특강을 듣도록 하겠습니다. 부탁드립니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my honor to attend the conference and give the presentation about agriculture in China.
My name is Ting Yun Diao. I come from Institute
of Agricultural Research, Chinese
Academy of Agricultural Science. I will introduce the apiculture history, bee breeds, nectar and pollen plant apiculture in 2019. Apiculture network, the work did the Chinese government do recent years. As you know, China had more than 2,000 years to raising honeybees. Some famous Chinese medical books reported the usage of bee products. For example, the medical classic of Yellow Emperor, Compendium of Medalia Medica, honey, pollen, beeswax, and pupa were often used to cure some diseases in the ancient China. China has 6 species of honeybees all over the country. Apis mellifera, Apis cerana, Apis dorsata, Apis laboriosa, Apis florea, Apis anleniformis. This is the map of the China. You can see from the map. Apis laboriosa is distributed in this area, include Tibet and Yunnan province. Apis florea is mainly existed in this area, include Yunnan province, Guangxi province, and Apis dorsata mainly existed in this area, include Yunnan province, Guangxi province, and Hainan province. And for the Apis anleniformis, it mainly existed in Yunnan province in the west and south of Yunnan province. For China, the raising bee breed are Apis mellifera and Apis cerana. The other 4 are wild bees. Apis mellifera were distributed all over the country and raised by the modern method. The hive is a long-stretched hive. One beekeeper can raise about 30 colonies in China. Some commercial beekeepers travel around the country with the nectar, even for 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers. Some raise in the same places and transmit in several hundred kilometers. Apis cerana, for Apis cerana, the colonies of Apis cerana increased in recent years. In 2019, the colony has 5 million of cerana, most in the mountains all over the country. The hives are in different shapes. Most beekeepers raise bees in one place, always near the family house. The picture shows the 3 different types of Apis cerana hive. The last one is in Hubei province, Shenongjia district. China had more than 5,000 kinds of nectar and pollen plants. More than 100 kinds of plants can produce commercial honey and pollen. This is a map for Chinese main honey. In the north, Tilia is the main honey. In the middle and east, it includes Beijing province, Beijing, Henan province, Shandong province, Zhuzhuba, Vitex, Locust are the 3 main honey plants. In the middle of China, around the Changjiang River, Reaper is the main honey. Actually, in China, the honey of Reaper is 1/3 production of the whole honey. In the south, include Guangxi, Yunnan, and Guangdong, Lichi and Longan is the main honey. In the middle and north, Sunflower and alfalfa is the main honey. In the west, cotton is the main honey. This figure shows the main pollen map. In the middle, include the Zhejiang province. Tea pollen is the main pollen plant. For the middle of around the Changjiang River, lotus pollen is the main pollen. In the west and north, the grape pollen is the main pollen. Now I will introduce apiculture in 2019. From 1961 to 2019, the numbers of the colonies increased, and it's also for the honey production. From 1961 to 2019, the honey produced increased. The peak is in 2016. The honey production is more than 500,000 tons for this year. The honey production per colony is also increased too. The blue is shows the honey production per colony in China, and the red line shows the honey production per colony of the world. You can see from this figure, China has higher honey production per colony than the world. Exactly in 2016, China has the peak honey production per colonies. Actually, after 2,000 years, China honey production per colony increased quickly than the world. In 2019, China has 9.23 million colonies. For the mainland, has 9.09 million. 142,000 in Taiwan province. The whole number of the colonies is equal to 10.2% colonies in the world. In 2019, China produced 447,000 tons of honey, equal to 24.1% of the world. Produced 2,500 tons of royal jelly, 3,000 tons of bee pollen, 700 tons of propolis in 2019. The agriculture economy value is 200 billion Chinese yuan, equal to 30 billion US dollars. China has 300,000 beekeepers in 2019. For most apiaries, one beekeeper raised 30 colonies. More than 3,000 bee production enterprises in China. Colonies mainly existed in Huazhong, Huanan, and Xinan district. Zhejiang province, Henan province, and Sichuan province are the mainly three honey production area. These three provinces produced 50% Chinese honey.
네. 잠시 저희가 기술적인 문제가 있어서 공지 드리겠습니다. 저희가 현재 이 심포지엄을 유튜브와 줌으로 동시에 중계를 하고 있습니다. 그런데 두 개가 충돌이 저희가 일어나는 바람에요. 유튜브에는 많은 분들이 들어오시지 않아서 유튜브는 방송을 중단을 하고요. 줌으로만 저희가 심포지엄을 진행을 하도록 하겠습니다. 잠시 여러분들이 쉬었다가 줌으로 다시 입장을 해주시기 바랍니다. 근데 아마 줌으로 입장을 하실 때 수락이 조금 늦어지는 경우들이 있는 것 같아서요. 저희가 1, 2분 잠시 휴식을 취한 후에 곧바로 연결을 해서 발표를 마치도록 하겠습니다. 죄송합니다.